What happens if your blood's pH level drops from a normal 7.35 down to 7? Well, you are in immediate, life-threatening danger. A tiny numerical shift, and human biology just completely shuts down. Why? Because the mathematical scale governing this physical reality isn't what it seems. Take a look at these pH levels. Battery acid sits at 0.8, human blood is tightly regulated at 7.35, lye is way up at 14. Now, on paper, the gap between these numbers looks incredibly small, right? But in reality, a drop of just one single point on this scale means a substance has become 10 times more acidic. To understand why, we have to look at the invisible math hiding inside these numbers. And that brings us to the formula for pH. It measures the concentration of active positive hydrogen ions using logarithms. By the end of this lecture, you're going to master the mathematical rules required to manipulate complex formulas exactly like this one. You'll understand the core logarithmic concepts, the exact laws behind them, and how to apply them to unlock real-world science. Before we jump into the specific rules, let's recall a really helpful analogy. What exactly is a logarithm? Basically, it's just the undo button for an exponent. Take a standard exponent. 5 squared is 25. Now flip that. The logarithm base 5 of 25 is simply asking, hey, what exponent do I need on a 5 to get 25? The answer is 2. Exponential functions and logarithmic functions simply undo each other. Okay, let's open up our mathematical toolbox. Section 1, the product rule, turning multiplication into addition. Because logarithms are fundamentally exponents, they follow similar behavioral rules. When we multiply terms with like bases, we add their exponents. This brilliantly illustrates the product rule for logarithms. The logarithm of a product, m times n, is equal to the log of m plus the log of n. We are literally breaking apart complex multiplication into a much simpler sum. Let's make this super clear with an example. Say we need to expand log base 3 of the quantity 30 times x times 3x plus 4. Step 1. Let's break down that 30 into prime factors, which gives us 2 times 3 times 5. Step 2. Apply our rule. Every single factor being multiplied inside those parentheses gets its own logarithm separated by a plus sign. So we get log base 3 of 2 plus log base 3 of 3 plus log base 3 of 5 plus log base 3 of x plus log base 3 of 3x plus 4. Boom! You just transformed a messy multiplication problem into a neat row of addition. Now that we've got the product rule down, let's look at division. Section 2, the quotient rule, turning division into subtraction. This rule follows the exact same logic. When we divide exponents, we subtract them. So the quotient rule tells us that the logarithm of a fraction, m divided by n, is simply the logarithm of the numerator minus the logarithm of the denominator. Okay, look at this incredibly intimidating fraction. Deep breath, if we take it step by step, it's actually a breeze. Step 1, subtract the log of the entire denominator from the log of the entire numerator. Step 2, use the product rule from earlier to expand all the individual pieces. Look at how that massive fraction completely flattens out into a long, manageable string of simple addition and subtraction. Here's the golden rule to remember. Any factor originating from the numerator gets a plus sign, any factor from the denominator gets a minus sign. Now wait, this is absolutely crucial. Let's pause for a quick retention check, because here is a question I get literally all the time from students. Can we expand the natural log of x squared plus y squared? The answer is a firm, absolute no. You cannot expand the logarithm of a sum or a difference if it's already inside the argument. Our rules only apply to products and quotients, multiplication and division. If there's addition or subtraction locked inside those parentheses, it stays locked. Please don't fall into that trap. All right, let's move to our third foundational rule and the final piece of the puzzle we need to solve our chemistry problem. Section 3, the power rule, dropping the exponent. The power rule states that the logarithm of m raised to the power of n is equal to n multiplied by the logarithm of m. Visually, think of it like this. The exponent inside the logarithm gets a free pass to literally jump right over the log, land out front, and become a multiplier. Here's a quick mini example of how to use this creatively. What if we have log base 3 of 25? Well, there's no exponent written there, right? But we can fix that. Step 1, rewrite 25 as 5 squared. Now we have our exponent. Step 2, grab that 2, pull it out front using the power rule, and multiply it. We get 2 times log base 3 of 5. Easy. So the really important point here is that these mathematical rules are a two-way street. Let's look at section 4, combining rules, expanding versus condensing. This brilliantly illustrates the flow of what we're doing. Moving left to right, we're expanding expressions, breaking them apart into smaller individual logarithms using the product, quotient, and power rules. But moving right to left, we're condensing them. We can pack a long string of logarithms back together into a single clean equation, as long as they all share the exact same base. Let's test that out and condense this expression. Log base 3 of 5 plus log base 3 of 8 minus log base 3 of 2. Step 1, that plus sign tells us to use the product rule. 5 times 8 is 40, so we combine the first two terms into log base 3 of 40. Step 2, the minus sign dictates the quotient rule, so we divide that 40 by the 2. Step 3, simplify our division to get a single clean answer, log base 3 of 20. Now let's connect everything we've just learned to real life. Section 5, real-world application, returning to the pH problem. Here is a practical, high-stakes question to test your new skills. If the concentration of hydrogen ions in a liquid is exactly doubled, what is the exact numerical effect on its pH? Let's step through the chemistry calculation. Step 1. Our new pH is the negative log of 2C, where C is our original concentration. Step 2. We apply the product rule to break apart the 2 and the C. That gives us negative, open parentheses, log 2 plus log C. Step 3. Distribute the negative sign. We end up with negative log 2 minus log C. And since negative log C was our original pH, the new pH is exactly the original pH minus the log of 2. By doubling the hydrogen ions, the pH drops by exactly the logarithm of 2, which is roughly 0.3. This reveals exactly why a tiny shift on the pH scale represents a massive change in actual physical acidity. The invisible math truly dictates the physical world. Understanding these logarithmic rules doesn't just help you pass an algebra test, it gives you the master key to decoding how nature itself operates. Keep practicing these expansions, and I'll see you in the next explanation.